morning, everybody. Good to see you. Mr. Leo Lusting in the house. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. It's a big day. Coinbase actually said something to the SEC and they got a video. It's pretty amazing. You guys like the intro? I think it's a little epic though. I need to change the music, but I can't find anything that's not copyright music except for that. That's literally the best one I could find. What's up, Geek of All Trades? Good to see you. Duke Nukem, Leaf Crypto. Good to see you. Sadie Sometimes, Sloth Squash. Who else is in the house? Matt Electron. Good to see you, buddy. Dimitri. Good to see you. Happy Friday to you as well, sir. Kyle Rosa. Who else? All Set Miner. Good to see you, buddy. Overboard Tech. Carl Coate. Sadie Sometimes. Automatic Beats. You guys are all awesome. Appreciate you guys. Mr. Caveman Mining. Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're doing shorts again. I'm hoping they're new because they actually pop up in my news feed. Let's see. Duke Nukem. Say Chump Change Productions presents. Yeah, super epic for not so epic morning show, I guess, right? But whatever. Hopefully you guys like it. All right. At least it's like an actual countdown and it's not like a 5-minute song and then I start whenever. Let's do it. Market today 29.3. Bitcoin's green, up 0.93%. We got Ethereum 1906. Not bad. Dogecoin 8 cents again, which is nice. Litecoin 89 bucks, and we have XRP 47 cents. Nice. Let's see. Man, render just don't want to. Look at this. Look at this. Killing me, man. $2.57. Is anybody into render? Does anybody purchase render over at Coinbase? God, I complain about it all the time. Like this last week, it's been trolling me hard. I sold it $1.55 because I had to, not because I wanted to. Because I just needed to liquidate something and I chose that, and obviously it was the wrong choice. All right, greed 64 today. We have the top 10 coins over here on CoinGecko. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, USD Coin, XRP, Cardano, Lido Staked Ether, Dogecoin, and Polygon in 10th. Oh, son of a bitch. I don't know what's up with that. I don't even touch my stream deck and it changes the screen. How long ago did it do it? Did you guys see the whole crypto bubbles thing? My bad. Dude, I don't know why it does that. It actually does that once. I noticed it when I usually prep, it'll do it randomly, but it didn't do it this morning. Of course, it just did it now. All right, so you guys didn't see this? All right, let's see. Here we go. Render, 12.1% up. Right now, it's at $2.57. God damn it. I apologize, guys. I don't know what the hell's up with that. It's driving me nuts. Oh, God, and I just blinded you also. 64% Fear and Greed Index, like I said, and then these are the top 10 coins. I already read them. I'm not going to read them again, but they haven't changed. So, nothing new. All right, let me put dark mode on. This is brutal. Here we go. If you guys have any questions in the chat, please feel free to ask, but we're going to read this, and then we'll go ahead and watch Coinbase's video, and we can elaborate on it if we want. Now you have to roll the intro again, said Sadie Sometimes. Not again, but appreciate you. All right, Coinbase executives respond to the SEC Wells notice in person on video, which was actually, I was pretty impressed about that, which is nice. Coinbase founder Brian Armstrong and chief legal officer Paul, I think he says Graywall. I think that's how he pronounced it, Graywall. I don't know. Does that sound right? Does it sound wrong? I don't know. Spoke about the company's Wells notice from the SEC on YouTube at Consensus 2023. All right, let's see. Executives of cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase took their company's regulatory issues to the public on April 27th with Chief Legal Officer Paul Graywall, or Graywall, however the hell you're supposed to say it, speaking at Consensus 2023 and appearing with CEO Brian Armstrong in a video released on YouTube. The appeal was in response to a Wells notice received by the firm, a notification by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission that it may intend to carry out enforcement actions against it. So more or less, the Coinbase was pretty much bringing to light that they turned down I don't know, a crazy percentage of the applicants that actually apply to get into Coinbase, which is kind of a big deal. And to be honest, it makes me think about some of these other coins that can't get on Coinbase. And yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Coinbase's core commitment to regulatory compliance has never wavered, Gruwal said in the video, which was addressed to the chair and commissioners of the SEC At approximately the same time as the video appeared, Grual was talking to an audience in Australia at Consensus 2023, where he said, in quotations, "We are literally sitting up here on stage asking for regulation, asking for rules, asking for a framework that makes sense for our particular technology so that we can be registered," which is true. I mean, that's what they've been trying to do the whole time. So I mean, I'm behind Coinbase. I think they're friggin' awesome, to be honest, for what they're doing, because no one's who's really stepping up besides, like, people are saying, they'll say stuff, but like, Kraken, they'll just pay the fine and disappear. But I think Kraken actually stepped up in one case. I can't remember. It was actually on here somewhere, but I don't know. It's not really relevant right this moment. But either way, I mean, I'm glad they're not just kind of like folding over and giving their money away. In the video, you know what? I'm not even going to read this. This doesn't even make sense to read. Let's just watch the video and then we can talk about it in the chat. Let's bring that up now, and then we will get into some other news stuff. All right. If you guys have any questions, please feel free. Just at me in the chat, and we will go from there. Let's see how he pronounces his name.
To the chair, other commissioners, and staff of the Securities and Exchange Commission, I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak directly to you. My name is Paul Graywell. I'm Coinbase's Chief Legal Officer, and with me is Brian Armstrong, the Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of Coinbase. I'd like to start by turning things over to Brian to say a few words. Brian?
Yeah, thanks, Paul. So again, thank you for the opportunity to respond to this Wells notice. And I thought I'd share a few words just about the founding story of Coinbase and why I decided to base it here in the US and how we've proactively sought out compliance over the last 11 years. So back in 2012, I had just read the Bitcoin white paper, and something clicked in my head when I first read this, that this might be a very important technology breakthrough that could help update the financial system globally. I'd had a firsthand experience seeing how difficult and challenging certain aspects of the financial system were. I had been a software engineer at Airbnb, and I had seen how difficult it was to send and receive payments globally to 190 countries. It was slow and expensive and difficult. I had lived in Argentina actually for a year, studying abroad and working abroad, and I had seen what a country looked like that had gone through hyperinflation, where people had lost trust in the currency, and they didn't have access to good financial services. They couldn't get loans, for instance, to buy a car or a home. And so when I read the Bitcoin white paper, I thought this might be an important breakthrough, something on the order of what we saw with the internet, a new global and decentralized system that could make it easier for people to transmit value and update financial services globally.
How do you guys think about him actually as he's a really good public speaker? Am I wrong on that? What do you guys think? It's kind of crazy how good he is at speaking in public. And I mean, this video is just kind of points out his strong suits, obviously.
Next decision I had was, where do I want to start this company? Once I realized I wanted to start a company, and I went to some early Bitcoin meetups in San Francisco, and people were telling me, you shouldn't base it in the U.S. It's going to be too challenging. There's 50 state regulators and multiple federal regulators, and you should start it in Hong Kong or Singapore. And there was other firms that were starting at that time that did that. But I made the choice at that moment to start the company in the US because I knew that even if it was more difficult, the US was a major market. There was respect for rule of law. The US was a financial hub, a technology hub. It was a place where I felt entrepreneurs could work in good faith with regulators to help define clear rules for new industries as they emerged. And so I was lucky enough to raise some venture capital money. The prototype on my laptop, nights and weekends, turned into a small company, and we went off to the races. 11 years later, fast forward, this strategy of proactively working with regulators in cases where it really wasn't clear what we should do because it was a new industry, we tried to do the right thing in the absence of clarity and demonstrate good faith effort that would allow us to bring this technology in a safe and thoughtful way to hopefully 1 billion people someday. So here we are as a public company. I think we've made enormous strides, and I think the message I'd really like to leave with the commissioners and the SEC is that we're committed to working within the regulatory perimeter. We want to see a clear market structure for trading crypto securities. Not all crypto assets are securities. There's also crypto commodities. There's stable coins. There's crypto that's artwork. We're going to work with multiple regulators to make this industry safe and trusted. And a Wells notice at this stage, when there is not a clear rule book, is not constructive, and it's not good for America. We are prepared to defend that position in court, but it doesn't have to come to that. We welcome a true dialogue about a workable path forward for our industry. Now I'll hand it back over to Paul.
Coinbase has been talking to the SEC
Interesting.
about our business for many years now, including sharing our legal views on our asset listing and staking services. We have repeatedly asked the SEC for its own views on how securities laws might apply to Coinbase and our.
You know what's weird? Sorry, I just had to pause for a second. So looking at Brian Armstrong's eyes, they didn't move much, as in like reading a prompter. You could see his eyes moving back and forth because he's definitely reading something, but it's just, it kind of shows how good of a public speaker he is. You know what I mean?
Our industry. And to be candid, we've mostly gotten silence in response. But we were very proud when 2 years ago, in April 2021, the SEC declared effective Coinbase's registration statement, allowing Coinbase shares to be sold to millions of retail investors. That moment came after months and months of review by the SEC. The SEC asked a lot of questions about our business and our services, which looks very much like the business we have today. And we answered those questions in detail. That included questions about our asset listing, our staking service, Coinbase Wallet, and all of the legal analysis we'd done related to those products. We understand that new technology can pose challenges for regulators. We understand new laws are sometimes needed. That is why Coinbase's core commitment to regulatory compliance has never wavered. We welcome new regulation, but we believe that regulation needs to be created in a fair way and shared with the public. I understand that the Wells Notice means that the staff has reached a preliminary determination that aspects of our company's core business violate securities laws. So I want to be very direct with you. Coinbase does not list securities. We use a robust process based on SEC guidance to make sure that we don't list securities.
Okay, so real quick. You see this right here? This Flux logo? I'm wondering if they think that Flux has the potential to be a security. Do you guys have any thoughts on that, actually? Because that's like the first thing I was thinking of when they actually stated that they only allowed X amount of coins into their exchange. And I know Flux has been trying to get on to Coinbase or whatever, but I don't know what's actually holding it back. So that's just, it's one thing that just kind of crossed my mind. So what do you guys think on that? And are there any other coins that you know that have applied to be in Coinbase that haven't been put on there? Let me know in the chat. I'd be interested to know so I can kind of look into that a little bit.
We reject some 90% of the assets that we review. It might be better for our short-term business to be less conservative than we are, but that is not who we want to be as a company. That's why, as proud as we were when we became a U.S. public company just 2 years ago, we were just as disappointed to receive the Wells Notice from the SEC a few weeks ago. In the past 2 years, Coinbase's business really has not changed in any fundamental way. We remain just as committed to following the rules and engaging collaboratively with the SEC on the best way to regulate our industry. But we ask that those rules do not change midstream and without any notice to the industry.
I mean, that's not much to ask, right? They're just asking for them not to frickin' make up rules halfway through it. And RC in the chat said, if Flux is a security before XRP, then I give up on crypto. That's a valid point. Very valid point, actually. So maybe it has nothing to do with that. Maybe it does have something to do with money they need up front to be able to get on the exchange. But I don't know. It's just interesting to me, right?
As Brian said, Coinbase's approach to regulation hasn't changed. The law itself has not changed either, even though we would welcome legislation or rulemaking for our industry. So what has changed? When Coinbase became a public company, the view of the SEC appeared to be that the SEC lacked statutory authority to regulate businesses like Coinbase. In May 2021, just 1 month after we became a public company, that's what Chair Gensler testified to Congress. He said, quote, "The exchanges trading in these crypto assets do not have a regulatory framework either at the SEC or our sister agency, the CFTC." And the very next day, he said that the SEC would work with Congress to develop such a framework. Specifically, he said, the SEC will be working with Congress if they see fit to try to bring some protection. The Wells Notice we received appears to say the opposite just 2 years later, as the SEC staff contends that significant aspects of Coinbase's businesses are now subject to and violate federal securities laws.
Holy shit, real quick in the chat, DJ said that Firo told me it costs like $150K to $250K to get on Coinbase. What? It costs that much to get on the exchange? I mean, I guess they need some sort of reserves in case people dump, right? But that's kind of crazy. That's a lot. That's a real lot, actually.
This new view doesn't come from any change in Coinbase's business since becoming a public company 2 years ago. Coinbase is at its core the very same company today that we were on April 14th, 2021. Nor does this new view come from the SEC staff's discovery of something that Coinbase concealed or misrepresented in our extensive engagement with the SEC, including during the registration process. Absolutely nothing like that has been suggested. So what accounts for this change? In December 2022, following the collapse of FTX, a digital asset trading platform that is entirely dissimilar to Coinbase, the SEC appears to have adopted a new view. That month, Chair Gensler said in an interview, "I feel that we have enough authority, I really do, in this space to regulate crypto companies." Of course, in the time between this statement and the prior ones, Congress did not pass any new legislation to fill the statutory void that Chair Gensler previously acknowledged, and the SEC has not tried to fill the void itself through rulemaking, even though the industry and Coinbase specifically have repeatedly and formally requested that the SEC do so. To be candid, this is pretty startling for Coinbase as a compliant U.S. public company to watch unfold. And it is all the more startling given the different views expressed by other regulators. The CFTC has recently formally identified Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and USDC and other stablecoins as commodities, not securities. When the Department of Justice charged a former Coinbase employee for improperly front-running asset listing decisions, it declined to bring any securities-related charges. Meanwhile, Coinbase is regulated. For example, Coinbase holds a BIT license from New York Department of Financial Services, and part of that BIT license means we cannot and do not list securities on our platform. We believe that legislation or rulemaking is needed if the SEC wants to expand its oversight of our industry, especially contrary to the views of other federal and state regulators. But regardless, we remain ready, willing, and eager to engage with the SEC on any topic about how securities laws can or should apply to our industry. Just last summer, the SEC asked Coinbase to develop a proposal for crypto companies to register with the SEC if, and that's an important if, they want to list securities. Coinbase does not list securities today, but we would like to do so using an SEC-registered platform. And we certainly would like to get rid of the cloud now hanging over our industry, given the SEC's new view of its jurisdiction over our industry. But it's not clear how that view applies in practice to specific products and services. So we said absolutely yes to the SEC's request to work on a framework for crypto companies to register. And after months and months of Coinbase sharing ideas with the SEC, on the eve of the meeting where the SEC had promised to give us feedback and its views for the first time, instead, the SEC called off the discussions altogether. A few weeks later, after just 2 cursory depositions, we got a broad yet fundamentally vague Wells notice. We still do not know exactly what it is that we do that is of concern to the SEC. Ultimately, as Chair Gensler told Congress less than 2 years ago today, no law or regulation authorizes the SEC to charge Coinbase for the alleged violations in the Wells notice. No law at all. So we are on the brink of a fight that doesn't need to happen and frankly shouldn't happen, at a time when we could be working together to provide clarity and stability to an important new industry for consumers and investors, not to mention the U.S. economy as a whole. We are instead gearing up for litigation. Coinbase does not want to litigate against the SEC, and the SEC should not want to litigate this case either. Litigation will put the SEC's own actions on trial, erode public trust in the SEC's mission, undermine any incentive for market participants to engage with the SEC, and put at risk broad aspects of the SEC's enforcement program. So we're asking you directly not to waste the SEC's limited and important resources on unnecessary litigation that will only harm the very investors that the SEC is mission-bound to protect. The SEC has other productive options available to it. If the SEC believes that certain digital assets are securities, or certain parts of Coinbase's business should be registered, Coinbase continues to welcome that dialogue. But at a minimum, those assets need to be identified. We know that Chair Gensler has said that he believes most digital assets are securities. But even if that were true, Coinbase does not list most assets. We reject more than 90% of the assets considered for listing.
90%. 90% of the assets they consider. Jeez.
There are mountains more that we don't consider at all. The better path here is for the SEC to initiate rulemaking.
I want to know why. I want to know how they get or why they reject 90% of them. Like, there's got to be, I wonder if there's like a book with like a list of how many have actually applied and how many got denied and why. That would be really cool knowledge to see, right?
Or at least respond to Coinbase's pending petition for rulemaking. If the SEC believes that Coinbase should set up a registered securities trading platform for certain parts of its business, Coinbase is open to that discussion too. But it must be rooted in a fair and proper application of securities laws. And there must be an actual path to register, which does not exist today. Coinbase will defend itself vigorously in litigation if it comes to that. But it does not have to come to that. We will show up at your offices any day, any time, to discuss a workable path forward for our industry. But we won't find that path without true dialogue. I'd like to again thank the chair, commissioners, and staff of the SEC for your time and careful consideration of these important issues. And with that, I'd like to turn things back over to Brian for a final word.
Thanks, Paul. So I'll just end with a closing thought here, which is that Coinbase has always been committed to being built in the U.S. within the regulatory perimeter. We've proactively sought out regulation, and we're committed to working with regulators all over the world. A Wells notice to the company at this stage is not constructive, and it's not in America's interests. There are many aspects of the current rules which really are not clear for operating a crypto business in the U.S. Our petition to the SEC made those points, and I think it deserves a thoughtful and clear response and dialogue with the industry. So we would like to continue to work with you to make a regulated market for crypto securities to be traded in the U.S. I think our interests are aligned in doing that, and we hope that that's the path that we can go down versus a path of litigation and enforcement. Thank you.
So what did you guys think about that overall? I mean, pretty good response. I think they did a good job, at least in my opinion. All right, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let me get out of this real quick. Let me get the other articles up that I have. Where are they? All right, whole article. We'll read this in a minute. But all right, let's see. What's up, Power Minds Crypto? Go back to school, buddy. How you doing? Happy Friday. Let's see what are you guys saying. So I don't know, like, I guess that is a weird thing, right? Like, why do they accept a bunch of meme coins before other coins, right? I mean, that right there alone makes it seem like it's because of money, right? But if there's any other reasons, it would be nice to know, right? BTC is pumping hard this weekend. Do you think so, Alvidus? What are we at? Still 29.35. Yeah, 29.350. Nice. Hopefully we break 30K again. That'd be cool. All right, let's see. What does the poll say? What are you guys saying? 69 votes. Nice. 61% of you use Coinbase, and 39% of you say no. I should have put like no, because you're not in the country, more or less. I wonder how many people are out of jurisdiction to use Coinbase. Now, can you use Coinbase around the world, or is that restricted to only US? Does anybody know here? Anybody in the chat that's possibly from UK or wherever? Let's see. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. All right, let's continue here, and then we will in EU I can, said Leaf Crypto. All right, perfect. All right, I use it in Canada. I can use it. All right, cool. Interesting. So I guess you can use it everywhere. Weird. I don't know. I don't use Coinbase. Okay. I didn't know if there was a reason why that many people didn't use it, but interesting. I'll keep the poll open for a bit. 74 votes right now. All right, let's move on. UK Treasury seeks to input on taxing DeFi staking and lending. How's that going to work? Isn't it decentralized finance? Like how are they going to tax this? The proposed regulatory changes seek to simplify how DeFi returns are taxed and reduce the administrative burden for taxpayers. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Let's see. I didn't have time to read through this, to be honest. The tax treatment of lending and borrowing on decentralized finance DeFi protocols could soon be changed in the United Kingdom, as the taxation arm of the Treasury is seeking input on a possible new regime. Let's see. An April 27th consultant by HM Revenue and Customs will run until June 22nd and ask for investors, professionals, and firms engaged in DeFi activities, along with representative bodies and think tanks to submit their views on the government proposed DeFi tax treatment. Under the proposed legislative changes, crypto used in DeFi transactions wouldn't be treated as a disposal for the purpose of tax, which usually trigger a capital gains tax, a CGT event. Instead, CGT would apply and a taxable event would occur when cryptocurrencies are disposed of in a non-DeFi transaction. Summary of tax consequences. The table below summarizes the tax consequences of the most common DeFi scenarios. A user lends stakes tokens and let's see, withdraws the same quality of the same type of token at the end of the term. No capital gains. Interesting. Taxes when it is received by the user. Withdraws the same quantity of the same type of token. Huh. This is weird. So this is only in the UK. Is that what I'm reading here? Sorry. Hold on. Give me 1 second. This is only in the UK. Yeah. So it's only UK right now. Interesting. This is kind of cool. Does this apply to anybody? Actually, is anybody here into DeFi? That's kind of neat. It's kind of cool that they're trying to write up like actual rules so now people can do their taxes and not be like questioning what the hell's happening. That's cool. According to the consultant of transaction, a transaction must meet certain criteria to be considered a DeFi transaction. Specifically, it should involve the initial transfer of crypto assets from a lender to a borrower or through a smart contract, with the borrower being obligated to return the tokens. Additionally, the lender should have the right to withdraw the same amount of tokens that were initially lent or staked. The aim of the consultation is to establish a framework that better aligns the taxation of cryptocurrency assets used in DeFi lending and staking transactions while making it easier for users to comply with the regulations. It noted to reduce the administrative burden for participants, the new tax framework could treat all DeFi returns as being revenue in nature and charged to a new miscellaneous income charge specific for crypto asset transactions. Interesting. The conclusion is the second stage of a 5-step process, which will be followed by drafting legislation, implementing and monitoring, and ultimately reviewing and evaluating the change. Interesting. The British government took the first step in the process of July by soliciting feedback on the taxation of crypto assets, loans, and staking with the context of DeFi. Simplifying the administrative process was again noted as the main objective, as well as reducing costs for taxpayers participating in DeFi, while also exploring how the tax treatment could better reflect the economic substance of these transactions. Interesting. Does this apply to anybody? Let's see. Anybody in the chat? I gotta get this thing off dark mode. It's killing me. I'm gonna go through and see. All right, I'm gonna take this off dark mode, and then we're gonna search for YouTube and see if there's any other good news out there this morning. Let's see. D-Miners, what's up, buddy? How does everybody feel about possibly ordering the 100 gigahash miner from Ice River? What do you think? And DJ Mines, I'm so itchy to do so. The 100 gigahash on Caspa? I don't know. I mean, it's cool, right? But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be worth it by the time all the other ASICs hit. Nicholas said, let's be honest, our government still tells people the Earth is a globe. I wouldn't expect much from them. No curve, no ball. You're one of those flat Earth people, Nicholas. That's what I'm gathering from that comment. But hey, to each his own. Everybody believes they want to believe, I guess, right? Let's see. The Maker's Dimension Backup. Is that your whole name? That's crazy. Good response overall. He's right. If they aren't willing to talk, then how are we supposed to move forward? And that's a true statement. And I'm assuming you're talking about Coinbase. Let's see. What else? The earth is flat. Says Retro Mike. You would say that. You would say that. Goddamn troll. If Hawk was here, he'd be going nuts right now. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's check CoinDesk. CoinDesk is live. That's weird. That's odd. Let's see if they have anything to say about this. I don't think so yet. It just came out, so I doubt they would have anything about the Coinbase response yet, because I kind of want to know what their thoughts are too. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Taines, what's up? Good morning, buddy. Good morning. Just enjoying a coffee, listening to some Coinbase stuff. What's up, Power Minds? Get back to school, will you? Pay attention. Can't hang out with us if you don't get A's. B's are not acceptable. All right, A's only. Any plans today? Yes, I have to go to the dentist. I have to take my daughter to the dentist. It's her first visit. All right, let's see. Let's see. Altcoin Daily. What do they got today, actually? Because Coinbase clearly has nothing. So, have you guys seen this? How many Polygon Matic do you need to be a crypto millionaire? I actually heard some stuff about Polygon, but I can't recall what it was yesterday. Man, it had something to do with Matic. It had something to do with Matic. You're leaving, she's up and watching shows, he's sleeping. Okay, thank you, Miss Pocket Change. We are actually, myself and the wife are going live later this afternoon around 2 p.m.-ish or so, depending on what time I get back here with my daughter. We're going to set up and have like a AMA hangout stream on, at 2 o'clock for everybody. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. But let's see, let's see what he has to say here. Oh,
is only one.
Let me mute that because it's not going to pause. All right, let's see what Mr. Austin here over at Altcoin Daily has to say about this. Oh boy, didn't mean to full screen that. Let me do that. There we go. All right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask while we watch this. And I want to see what's up with Matic because I heard good things about it.
Is only $1 today.
Oh boy. Yep. Well, nope. Google's going to do its thing again. That's why I got Brave browser open right here. Let's do this again. I don't understand why Google Chrome sucks ass. I don't get it. There we go.
This altcoin is only $1 today. For $1,000, you can own 1,000 of these. For $10,000, you can own 10,000 of these. In today's video, I want to attempt to answer the question, how many Polygon Matic tokens do you need to be a millionaire?
If you guys haven't seen actually, I put out another video, or not another video, but I put out a video in general. If you guys haven't seen it, let me go to my channel quick and show you. I'm pretty sure most of you guys here have seen it, but in case anybody is new here, let's see this. Where the hell is it? Right here. This how to become a crypto millionaire in a bear market, right? I did the math more or less. How many tokens would you need for like 6 different coins to be able to become a millionaire in the bull run if the coins get back to their all-time highs? So I thought it was a pretty good video. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm actually going to share this in the live chat for you. And then, let's continue with this.
This video is not financial advice, just information, speculation. I keep you informed. I'm making an educated guess. And I want you to answer this question too. How many Polygon Matic tokens do you need to be a millionaire? Before we get into why Polygon Matic is a sleeping giant, let's talk about what Polygon Matic actually is. Polygon, formerly known as the Matic Network, is an Ethereum scaling solution that aims to provide multiple tools to improve the speed and reduce the cost and complexities of transactions on the Ethereum blockchain. Polygon is a top Ethereum scaling solution. It's a layer 2. It's a side chain of the Ethereum blockchain. It recently updated with the ZK EVM rollup technology. Very exciting. Like its geometric namesake, Polygon has many sides, shapes, and uses and promises a simpler framework for building interconnected networks. Polygon is a blue chip altcoin in the space and certainly no stranger for quality strategic partnerships. So this makes sense and certainly is a big deal. Google Cloud to support Polygon and help grow its ecosystem.
That's what I read.
This is James Stroman from Google making this announcement at Consensus Conference 2023. Listen to his...
How do you guys feel about that, actually? If Google gets involved with a project, do you guys think it's a good thing or a negative thing? Let me know in the comments or in the chat.
his excitement as he talks about Google's excitement for the crypto space as a whole and Google's excitement and plans for Polygon specifically.
This is a privilege, and it's probably one of the most important announcements, at least for me and my team, that Google Cloud is going to share this year. But to set some context, and maybe not everyone knows this, but we've been sort of participating in the Web3 space for at least 5 years. Back in the day, we were sort of partnering with the leaders in the community to help build out something called blockchain ETL, which is a public good to help make on-chain data available off-chain. And since then, we've been on a journey. And that journey has been led by our customers and by our partners. And so we now have industry experts ranging from folks who love to talk about tokenomics through to multi-party computation or ZK snarks, which I know is very close to your heart. And it's been a wild ride. And so one of the bigger commitments that we made last year was from a true product and engineering standpoint. So Google really wanted to make sure that we got to learn this space very well. And so we started building out first-party capabilities in Google Cloud Platform. We hired a product engineering leadership. We hired Google software engineers so that we could actually have first-party capabilities. And bringing to bear all of the site reliability engineering that we're known for, and also the scale that we're used to operating at. And talking of scale, so the reason we're here, today, we're super excited to announce for the first time a new strategic partnership with Polygon. We're going to help accelerate the growth of all Polygon protocols. Thank you, thank you. So this year, we're going to leverage that engineering commitment that I've already mentioned. So we're taking our software engineering capability, and we're going to start to make available Polygon proof of stake through our product blockchain node engine. So blockchain node engine, if you're not familiar, it's a click to deploy, like fully managed Google Run capability to be able to spin up a node wherever you like. And we're going to continue to build that out. And we're going to make sure also that other Polygon capabilities are available through the marketplace, so we have full coverage of the protocols. And yeah, it's really exciting, and we're very happy to be here.
Google Cloud's block.
So real quick in the chat, let's just see. There's a few comments that we had from Google. Let's see. Alvidas said... Where was it? Hold on. Bear with me. My wife's boob nuking people over there with her phone. Blaming it on the phone. Listen to her. All right, he said, I don't think that Google is tough like Microsoft. Google sucks, says Gray. It's good to make some quick cash on, said Chromie. Nerdbeast said Google equals the man. Patrick Murphy said Google is super centralized, which is, I think, a good thing anyways, right, for a crypto. Let's see. I don't know. Negative. It's Google. Old programmers thinking they are part of crypto and Web3, said RC. Interesting. It'll be negative, you think? Okay.
Blockchain Node Engine, a service for fully managed node hosting for Web3 development, will support Polygon as part of a multi-year strategic alliance. The Google Blockchain Node Engine already supports Ethereum, and it is also working to integrate Solana in a move that was first announced last November, and now Polygon. This is what Brendan Farmer, co-founder of Polygon, had to say on the partnership at Consensus.
I think the way to look at this is, for Polygon, our mission has always been to scale Ethereum. And there's this problem there, right? Which is that blockchains have capacity limits. And when they hit those limits, you get high fees or bad user experience or even outages. And so at Polygon, we have a lot of conviction that ZK technology is the way that we overcome these scalability limits. And so we launched Polygon ZK VM last month. It's sort of the holy grail of Ethereum scaling. It's an EVM equivalent, super scalable. And the thing about ZK technology is we get this scalability through the use of compute to generate proofs. And so from that perspective, why wouldn't we partner with Google Cloud, the sort of leading provider of compute in Web 2, and sort of bring that capability to increase scalability and to increase throughput to Polygon. And so additionally, as James said, we're also adding the ability to do one-click deployments for Polygon nodes, to spin up supernets, and we're also, I believe, announcing a program to support developers building on Polygon.
Absolutely, yeah.
Google.
So the Google Startup Program, so we've recently announced this as well, but a really key part is the partnerships that we have. And we're very proud to announce Polygon's participation in this as well and access to their venture fund.
Institutions are getting involved with Polygon. Franklin Templeton expands its on-chain U.S. government money fund to Polygon.
Ooh, interesting. So real quick, RC in the chat just said, let's just zoom out. He said, ChatGPT is already taking away Google's searches. They should be terrified of AI's effect on them. Instead, they are on their knees for fake cryptos like Polygon. Interesting. You're really against Polygon, huh? Crazy. All right,
Listen to the president and CEO, Jenny Johnson herself, talk about why their traditional investment firm is excited about crypto in general and why they're extremely excited about Polygon specifically.
Yeah, so Franklin Templeton in 2022 celebrated 75 years, and you don't make it and thrive as a company for 75 years unless you innovate. And we fundamentally believe that blockchain technologies can be very important for asset management, frankly, for all financial services. So making sure that we're continuing to evolve, we actually started, I think, as early as 2017. And since then, we have launched an on-chain money market fund approved by the SEC. We have several crypto strategies that we do fundamental research on. We are node operators. We have a venture capital fund. For our money market fund, we've actually built an entire transfer agency system in the Stellar network. So, we're very enthusiastic about this space, and we think it's very important for asset managers.
Why Polygon and why now?
What we do is we manage investments for clients. And so we're looking for unique investment opportunities. This is a massive ecosystem for investment opportunities. We have to deliver those investment opportunities in whatever way our clients want to receive it. We think tokenization is going to open up new and interesting investment opportunities. And it's exciting. We announced today that we've actually expanded the money market fund to include a level 2 Polygon, which sits on the Ethereum platform. And one of the challenges in the blockchain world is the fact that you have these independent platforms and they don't operate, the interoperability is complex and you don't have it in a lot of places. So if you're on one space, it's hard to then be in another ecosystem. So we look at a money market fund, it's really important that we be able to operate across a lot of chains. And so our first one, it was Polygon, and we're really excited to be able to offer our money market fund on, to any of the users on the Ethereum and using Polygon.
Franklin Templeton chose Polygon as the first EVM-compatible chain to host the Franklin On-Chain U.S. Government Money Fund, the first U.S. mutual fund on the blockchain. TLDR, institutions are all coming to Polygon. This is not a win for Polygon, but for the entire cryptocurrency space. So many different on-chain metrics are up for Polygon. 300% plus growth in total value locked, transactions, and users. Unique active wallets, transactions, daily average gas fees, developer activity, total value locked, net value bridged. So right now, Polygon is $1. Obviously, if you have 1 million Matic tokens, you'd be a Matic millionaire today. Now, a lot of people do have a lot of Matic tokens. I mean, we've been talking about Matic for years, yet a lot of people don't. So how many Matic do you need to be a crypto millionaire going forward? Again, if any of us knew the future, we'd all be rich. This is not financial advice. Anything can happen. And because anything
sounds a lot like financial advice, though, just saying,
can happen, it is possible to
kidding.
see outrageous price runs in crypto. It is possible to be a crypto millionaire. If you have 10,000 Matic tokens, doable, and Polygon does a 100x, you're a Matic millionaire. If you can accumulate 20,000 Matic tokens and Polygon does a 50x, you're a millionaire. If you can accumulate 50,000 Matic tokens and Polygon does a 20x, you're a millionaire. That's the reality, my friends. Plan.
Shout out to Mr. Austin over there at Altcoin Daily for that video. Let's just real quick see what Polygon's at, just for shits. Let's see. All right, so it's 98 cents right now. It's up 0.2%. Let's see. All-time high, so it was $3 was the all-time high. You guys look right there. Interesting. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? What, let's see. Yeah, it was back in 2021, same thing. I mean, it seems like a healthy chart overall, but I don't know. Again, some people are very against it in the chat, clearly. Anyways, all right. Do you guys have any last questions before we get out of here? I do have to go with the daddy duty stuff. I got a job to fulfill. 2 kids to take care of. So, gotta get my son out of bed, clearly. And we gotta get to the dentist appointment. But We will be back later on today. Myself and the wife is going to join me for a live stream, so that should be interesting. And yeah, it's gonna be neat. I got to set up a separate camera for her. I'm gonna get her like over here, and I'm just gonna have her call into StreamYard, so it's not like as messed up as it was for the VIPs on Saturday. But hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Can I borrow 50K? I will pay you back during the next bull run. If I had 50K to let you borrow, I would. Absolutely. Nerd Beast, I appreciate you, buddy. Later, brother. Enjoy your day. Let's get together soon. Caveman mining, we absolutely should. I'll be right down the street from your house today, actually. I gotta drop off my son, and then I'm taking my daughter to the dentist. Let's see. Any last questions just before we get out of here? I have like 3 million Raptorium. If it grows to $1, I'll be a millionaire. Alvita said, yeah, Raptorium. I don't know, man. What is Raptorium at, actually? I'm just gonna look quick. Real quick. It's a tenth of a penny. A tenth of a penny. I don't even know how much. I think maybe 50,000 somewhere. It's in that what's it called? What's that thing called? The staking thing. iNodes? I think it's iNodes. Is that it? I haven't looked at it in over a year. I have no idea. So I'm hoping that Raptorium is gonna go somewhere and I didn't just lose it all. Chump has more Raptorium than me. Dude, I mined it with like a bunch of CPUs at one point. It's all Rapid Mining's fault, so you guys can go blame him. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a good day. I'll see you guys hopefully around 2 p.m., maybe 2:30, depending on the kids' nap time. But I'll be here with the wife. I'll schedule it about an hour in advance. And yeah, we'll go from there. Either way, have a good Friday. Happy Friday. Enjoy your paychecks. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.